After weeks of consolidating price action for Bitcoin, what if I told you that we just got the biggest confirmation, the most evidence so far, that the real pump isn't coming, but instead, it's coming big time. So if you're ready and willing for this pump to finally be coming, hit that like and subscribe. Get signed up with FEMX below if my Bitcoin altcoins are trade. Trading competition has now begun, so sign up below if you are interested. And without any further ado, this is primarily what I want to be dumping to here. And this is honestly not even big. It's quite literally extra large. Here we see, so right here is the money supply. And we can see that really beginning towards the end of 2024, it started expanding a lot. Obviously it contracted, it went down. And then it did hit a new all-time high right around March, so about 2 months ago. And you can see it's been exploding since then. Or sorry, 3 months ago. For the past 3 months, it's been exploding. Whereas this was the previous all-time high set back, maybe middle of September, end of September 2024. And we know that there is a roughly 11-week or so lag between this and then Bitcoin doing the same thing. So for example, we can see right here, it exploded. And you can see what was Bitcoin doing at that time? Not much. But then look, exactly 11 weeks later, or 11 or 12 weeks later, look what it was doing. I mean, technically, exactly 11 weeks later would have been right here. So that actually was exactly when it also hit a new high right here. So it initially happened here on the M2. And then about 11 weeks later, it was hitting this high right here. And then we see it obviously went down. What ended up happening for weeks and weeks for Bitcoin as well, it ended up going down. And the very next time that it hit a new all-time high was the very beginning of March. You can see here, what was Bitcoin doing at that time? Absolutely dumping, because about 11 weeks before that, the money supply was also absolutely dumping. But we can see when it hit that new high here, the money supply in very beginning of March, exactly 11 weeks later, and what was Bitcoin doing? Also hitting a new high. And now we actually see that after it hit this high, which for Bitcoin, this is the M2 right here. For Bitcoin, it translates to about here. After it hit this high for 3 weeks, it kind of went down 1, 2, and 3. Similar to what we've been doing now, 1, 2, and 3. But then pretty much, if we take a look and we go exactly to where we would be in terms of the correlation for Bitcoin and the money supply, would be right about here, meaning it looks as though, 1, 2, 3, at least a couple of weeks of new highs for Bitcoin if it follows that money supply right here. Maybe some sideways if it just literally follows the money supply, which it literally has been doing for months now. But basically what this signals, if we're just looking at this, what the money supply is telling us is that we should be going up for the next few weeks, maybe consolidating at about 130,000 or something like that, before then, if continuing to follow the money supply, also then going up some more. So obviously with the M2 money supply exploding, Bitcoin has been following these explosions with about an 11-week lag. And currently, where we are 11 weeks ago was the end of the money supply's little dip right here, just similar to Bitcoin's little dip right here, which also came right down to like the 21-day moving average, the 50-day moving average. Right now it's at like the 21-day moving average. But basically, what this is telling us, if it continues to follow the money supply, which it has been for months and months now, and has been predicting the price action of Bitcoin and really the stock market, where the money flows is literally just telling us when these assets are going to pump with an 11-week lag. It's literally telling us that we're about to be going up. So that's pretty big. And yeah, pretty much, if I, again, summarize it, this is where we are basically in terms of Bitcoin. If we can have a little bit of a little magic book that tells us where Bitcoin's going, which is not super, it doesn't sound realistic, but really if you look at it, I mean, the money supply, as I've repeated like 5 times so far in this video, it has been very predictive for telling us where Bitcoin and stocks are going. And if that's the case, this is where we are right now. Meaning, look what is bound to happen. All it has to do is just continue what it's been doing, which is following this money supply, and that's up. So we can expect Bitcoin to do something similar like to this if it just follows what it has been following for months and months and months. And that's pretty bullish, right? It tells us we're about to go up. We also see that BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF becomes the fastest ever to break 70 billion. So far, it's 5 times faster than the second highest growing ETF in history. This chart is absolutely insane if you look at it. This is Bitcoin's growth compared to all of the other fastest growing ETFs in history. This is not even close to anything else. It's something completely on its own. These lines here, if Bitcoin continues the trajectory it's been on, these lines here will look like flat lines because Bitcoin will have gone up so fast and so much compared to these other second, third, fourth, and fifth most successful ETFs of all time that it will look like they are very underperforming. But it's just because Bitcoin is so overperforming. Because I mean, if you're a Bitcoin holder or a fan of Bitcoin, then I don't have to explain to you why Bitcoin has the growth and the explosiveness that it's had. We see Bitcoin is also moving up again. It has reclaimed a price significantly above 100,000 right now. Here we can see gold, same time in the past when it did something similar, and we see it compared right now to the S&P and Bitcoin. If we scroll down, you can see similar setups here. Also, Bitcoin's monthly chart looks insane. At this point in previous cycles, the parabolic run was just getting started. And if we look currently where we are, I mean, look at look at this. The monthly looks insane. RSI, MACD, also on the monthly looks very similar to like before these massive moves up. You know, don't say I didn't tell you so. If you look back in 6 months from now and Bitcoin's above 200,000 and the market just looks a lot stronger and there's a lot more money in it, because I mean, every signal is telling us that's exactly what's going to happen. And we also see, again, another comparison with Bitcoin here. I think it's ready to go up. And really, I think there's a lot of charts you can look at to kind of tell you the same thing. I mean, on the daily as well, we've just, as of today, right now, we're trying to get back above the 21-day, which we fell below back at the very last couple days of May. The bullish switch on the MACD and RSI on daily charts is there. Like, it's showing momentum is switching back. In my opinion, the weekly and RSI and MACD have been bullish this whole time. Just because we have a little bit of a pullback doesn't mean much, right? I mean, for example, look back here at the end of 2023, or sorry, I have it zoomed in too much. At the end of 2023, something similar to here with the RSI and MACD seeming like maybe it was going to be a big dump, and in fact, it just ended up pumping even stronger there towards end of 2023, beginning of 2024. S&P as well has been green for a couple of weeks now. Could we be setting new all-time highs for the S&P this week? Sure, we're just like a couple of percent away, if even that, really, like 1 or 2% away from a new all-time high for the S&P 500. The dollar still looks very weak below 100. MicroStrategy also looks like it's coiling up for a move back to the upside. I mean, overall, yeah, I mean, I think by far the biggest chart, the biggest thing we talked about today is this. The lag is very real, but the correlation is more real. Like, it's been insane how accurate this has been. And really, starting at the let's actually say starting around March 24th, which as of right now, we can just measure it real quick. That was about 11 weeks ago. That week, the week of March 24th was about 11 weeks ago. Since then, it has been exploding, the money supply. So can we expect Bitcoin to start exploding also? If the correlation that's been true for months at this point still holds up, then yes, that's exactly what we can expect. And get signed up below if you want to take part in this $5 million USDT trading competition. If you just go down, you can type in Tyler and you can sign up with my team there. And get signed up with Femex below. If you just want to trade, you have to do that first anyway if you want to trade or buy Bitcoin or alts. With A from the Group.